Princess Motor Yacht Sales have invited me up to look at a brand new Princess 45 that they have in stock. Now, I've not seen one of these before. It is a brand new model. I've just had a quick look round, and I have to say it is one of the most well packaged and superbly detailed boats of this size I think I've ever seen. It's fantastic. I'm going to take you on board, give you the full tour and explain to you exactly what I mean. Now, first of all, I really like the styling of this boat, considering that it is relatively short for a Flybridge boat. They've kept the profile really low, they've kept the side decks low, so everything's very easy to reach from the pontoon, and it doesn't look a big high boat as a lot of them are doing now. It actually looks pretty sleek. Really like the design that they've put into this. And on the back there's a big hydraulic lowering bathing platform, and they've scalloped out this area here into the transom so that the dinghy can go underneath it, and that then gives you space for a dinghy here, but also space here for storage, for warps, whatever else you want to put in there. I think that's very clever, and we've not even got onto the boat proper yet. Okay, let's head on this way. Now, there are some very clever details to this cockpit, and the most obvious of them is it's a lovely seating area, as you can see around here, and I like the little seat they put in over here. But check this out, if I push a button down over here, if you don't have a dinghy on, and therefore you don't need that great big bathing platform, I touch the proverbial button, and you can choose to lose some of the bathing platform for an increase in cockpit space. You've still got a decent sized bathing platform actually, but you've got more cockpit space now, so that's a very clever touch. And I like the way they've done this table with these handrails built into it, or you can fold it out for extra dining. Anyway, let's go and take a look inside. Now, this is a galley aft layout, as of course they all tend to be these days, so that caters really well for the cockpit. And they've got some really wide opening doors, so that really does meld these two areas together. But look at the detail of this stainless steel work, and the way they've done this, it's just a really high quality feel to everything. The woodwork in here, just beautiful. It's matte finished woodwork, and even things like the light switches. If you look here, these little princess crowns on here, I mean, it's nth degree stuff. It's brilliant. It's all electric cooking on this one, so you've got the Sun combination, oven, microwave and grill, and then the 3-burner hob. And over on this side is your refrigeration. Now, these are two big Dometic fridges, so those are fridges and they're freezers, so you've got plenty of room for all your gear, all your champagne, as we've got in here. You can tell it's a princess, can't you? But what I do like is little touches, like, for example, glasses hidden in here, all in their own little holders, so they're not going to rattle around at sea. And similarly, if we have a look here, same sort of arrangement, and it gets you right into the corners that you'd never normally reach in terms of storage. And it doesn't stop there, because have a look underneath here. This one is all the crockery. How cool is that? So it's not going to get thrown around, and it's completely out of the way, but it's immediately reachable from the galley. The saloon itself, that's up a couple of steps, so you've got a great view out of these big windows, and it's really social with this great big seating area around here, and this little one opposite. That's really nicely done. And there's a TV that rises out. You can just see the cutout for it here. Hit a button and that rises up, so that you can watch a bit of telly in the evening if you want to. Let's head on forward. Nice practical touches. These big opening windows get plenty of ventilation in here. They're on both sides of the boat, and the one just over there. And the helm itself, well, it's a double helm, so you can have a bit of company when you're driving the boat. It's all glass cockpit, as we're getting all the time now. But look at the way they've done the switch gear down here, all the way along here. It's just really neatly installed. And check this out. See the centre there? Look at that. The reason for that is they've actually weighted it, so it's always the right way up, no matter where you leave the steering wheel. Attention to detail. And that's a one-piece windscreen. There's no centre mullion in that, so really great view out. Over here, the distribution panel is tucked away, out of the way, but again, really clear. All your 240-volt stuff is over here, so things like your microwave, refrigeration, battery charging when you're on shore power or generator, and you can select which with this one here. The generator start stop is here, and then on this side it's all the 24-volt ship systems, so cabin lights, holding tank pumps, refrigeration and that kind of thing, and your battery switches themselves are on here. So flip that open, you've got access to everything. Really nice piece of design. Okay, let's head on down and I'll show you the cabins. So up front is the guest cabin. This has got scissor beds, so it's a double at the moment, but you can open these out either way, and that gives you 2 singles and a V configuration, which is great if you've got kids, of course. Storage underneath, these are drawers, so dead easy to use. And then this is all storage up behind here. But take a look at the grain. See the way the grain follows perfectly all the way around. This is what I mean about the attention to detail. It's really good. There's an escape hatch. You can just see it here. The little thing, pull that down, and there's a hatch out. So there is a way out of the accommodation to the front. So you've got 2 ways out. That's, again, good practical thinking. Big wardrobe on this side. And that's illuminated. That's a really good cabin. That would be a good owner's cabin on a 45-foot boat a couple of years ago, and now it's the guest cabin. Detailing again. Look at the way they put these wood fillets around the edge of here. Really nice. And this has access to the day heads through here. So at night, this has its own ensuite, but during the day, it is accessed through here. So this is what your guests would use when they're out just for a day. Big separate shower area. That's brilliant. Again, in a 45-foot boat, that's amazing packaging. And then beautifully finished, really high quality gear. Very nice, very nice. And then the master cabin is back here. That of course has its own private ensuite. Again, brilliant size. Again, separate shower stall. That's like a really good size. And the cabin itself is down here. And they've got a full beam cabin into this one. Look at that, that's brilliant. And what strikes me about it is when I compare this with the big Princesses that I've got on my channel, which are sort of sometimes £2-3 million, this is the same quality. Yes, it's smaller, yes, there's less cabins in it, but you don't feel any loss in things like the woodwork and the way that everything's kitted out. It's every bit as good. And that, I think, is the real benefit of this boat. Being the smallest of the Flybridge range, it is still every inch a Flybridge Princess boat. With this little seating area over here, more storage, big wardrobes here, storage over there. And of course you've got these big hull windows in now, so you get a great view out. That is Swanwick Marina. Okay, so that is the inside of the boat. Let's go and have a look around the deck areas and then we'll finish up with the engines. Oh, one more thing to show you while we're in here. Full-size domestic washer dryer. So if you're away for a couple of weeks, want to freshen a few things up, you're not going off hunting for a laundrette, all your facilities are on board. Brilliant. Okay, like these steps because they're not steep at all. They're nice big chunky steps, so you feel nice and safe walking up through there. Back into this area, and we'll go and take a stroll around the outside. Slip my shoes back on. Now again, incredible attention to detail. You untie your boat, you've got your ropes on here, where are you going to put them? Pop them in there, rope bins. Fantastic. And look at this little access here. So the idea of this is if you put big access on both sides of here, you end up of course with a much smaller seating area. If you have access just on one side, it makes it tricky to get out this side if there's a dinghy on the back. So they've made this little step through so that if you are berthing on this side, you can nip through there, but you're not compromising your seating as a result. Just amazing, amazing attention to detail. Right, let's head on forward. So they're pretty decent side decks and nice high chunky rails. Again, this feels super solid. It feels like the big boats feel. Not this isn't a big boat, but compared to the 70-footers and so on, this just doesn't feel lacking at all. Big sunbathing area here. And in fact, that escape hatch I mentioned in the forward cabin, that is under there. So if you push that up, this just moves out of the way and you're out. Hopefully never need it. Great to know it's there. Some great deck gear on here, big anchor, electric anchor winch of course. And look at this locker. I know I'm obsessing a bit, but so there's a gas strut to hold it up. It's all nicely sealed with rubber so it doesn't rattle. And look at this, this here is to allow a couple of fenders to drop in there without disappearing into the depths. And of course your anchor chain then is down the bottom. And this is a deck wash just here. All attention to detail everywhere. Fantastic. In fact, I can't stop geeking out on this boat, but look at this. Each of these cleats has got a little princess crown just there. Can you see it? I'll not sure what's picking it up, but yeah, it's just brilliant. That's what the boat looks like looking backwards. And again, these cup holders, they don't just put a couple of plastic cup holders on, stainless steel rimmed, set into wood. Fabulous. It just feels like a really expensive boat, which of course it should do, but they don't always. Okay, let's go and have a look at Flybridge next. Massive locker under here, again deck gear, places for all your stuff, buckets and mops and whatever else. Every inch used. Love the way they've done these steps, so it's teak all the way down. And these little silver fellows, these are lighting, so this is all illuminated at night. Okay, so the Flybridge is here. You've got a pair of helm seats and a full glass cockpit again up here, so everything is repeated. And there's a seating area next to it, so you can get plenty of people all sat together enjoying the ride. But actually, this will pull out, make that into a big sunbathing area. So that works very well. And then a low ball seating around a table at the back, so if you want to have your lunch out here in the med under this lovely bimini top, you can do it. And it's catered for by the barbecue, and there's also a big fridge unit. This is actually refrigerated for your bottles and other bits and pieces. Okay, stand by, I'm going to geek out again. Look at this. This I think is brilliant. So this whole thing is held in place by, can you see this mechanism here? And that stops it from dropping. When you go down and you grab hold of it, it doesn't close on you. And the handle for that is here. And when you've got that, so that's so it opens. But when you've got it so it's fixed, that drops down. And look, that makes a handrail. So that is solid, and you've got a handrail and another one on this side. Oh, it's just brilliant. Just brilliant. Love it. Okay, let's go and check out the engine area. That's under the floor. Now this boat is running IPS pod drives, so they're Volvo Penta and it's pods under the engines, so you get great manoeuvrability. You have joystick control, you can actually drive the boat sideways with it. It's very easy to handle. And the engine room itself, now again, this is just like the big multi-million pound Princesses, but scaled down. So no, you don't have standing headroom, of course you don't, but look how much space you do have. And look at the way that they've racked out things like the air conditioning units and the generator tucked in the corner, and all those little blue fellows on the piping and on the wiring. That's all telling you exactly what it is and where it goes. Battery boxes are underneath there. It's just beautifully realised, and it is every inch as good as if you spent £4 million on a big Princess. It's just scaled down. Even the lighting in here is good. So that's fantastic. That is actually, although I do like to film the really big multi-million pound boats, I have to say that that one, for what it offers, is just superb. Just superb. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that tour. I certainly have enjoyed showing it to you. If you have, if you can give the thumbs up a click, that always helps the analytics. And if you hit subscribe, we've got loads more videos coming, so it'll let you know each time they get uploaded. Thanks for coming along, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.